Hi there, and welcome to Neophyte.tv, the technology review with 2 points of view. My name's Ben Friedman.
And I'm Tiffany Young, and every Monday we bring you 2 unique points of view on some of the latest gadgets, software, and websites, along with this week's top stories.
Don't forget to visit our website at www.neo-fight.tv to subscribe to this podcast, or to send us your questions. You can even use our audio voice link to leave us voicemail questions using your computer's microphone.
This week we'll be looking at the Sony DCR PC55 Handycam, Apple's Mac Mini, and the Acer TravelMate 8200 laptop computer. We'll also answer some of your questions sent to us via email.
But first, let's take a look at some of the news making headlines this week. According to reports in USA Today, major U.S. telecom carriers turned over the telephone records of millions of residents to the U.S. National Security Agency for use in tracking domestic terrorist communications. With the threat of terror attacks on one side and Fourth Amendment protections on the other, telecom carriers are stuck in a dilemma with no right answer. Reports claim AT&T, Bell South, and Verizon turned over customer information, whereas Quest declined.
Microsoft is advising people to run its Word application in safe mode to help guard against a Trojan horse that surfaced last week, though security experts say that there appears to be little cause for alarm. The Trojan horse surfaced last Thursday and arrives buried in a Word file attached to an email message. It secretly installs software on a user's PC that could be used to execute remote commands, download other malware or minor keystrokes, and gather passwords, among other mischief.
In an effort to win more online advertising dollars and shore up defenses against growing competition, Yahoo and eBay have formed a new partnership. Yahoo will exclusively provide all graphical advertisements on the eBay.com website, and will also provide improved search for some eBay pages and offer more up-to-date results from eBay's website to customers using Yahoo to search the web.
Dell, the vendor that pioneered direct sales in the computer industry, announced plans this week to test its first full-size retail stores. Continuing Dell's direct sales structure, the stores will not actually stock Dell products. Instead, they will offer consumers an opportunity to test the company's wares. Consumers can order merchandise from the store over the phone or from Dell's website. The move is not Dell's first into the retail channel. The company operates 160 kiosks in U.S. malls and airports.
YouTube.com is the most visited video website, attracting far more visitors than Google, Yahoo, AOL, and Microsoft's MSN, according to research released this week. For the week ending May 20th, YouTube received almost 43% of all visits to video websites, while the video section of MySpace.com came in second with 24.2%. Collectively, traffic to the top 10 video websites increased 164% in the past 3 months.
The long-awaited Q smartphone from Motorola debuted Monday, nearly half a year late. Verizon Wireless is Motorola's exclusive carrier partner on the device, which runs Microsoft Windows Mobile 5.0 and boasts what Motorola calls the world's thinnest design for a handset with a query keypad, just 4.5 inches thick. The Q will use Verizon's EVDO broadband internet service. The phone also features Windows Media Player Mobile and dual speakers, along with a speakerphone function and built-in Bluetooth for headset and car kits.
Are you looking to step up to the next level of HD video editing? Did you think that real-time HD editing solutions were out of your reach? If so, it's time to take a look at the Matrix Axio LE real-time editing platform, available at a breakthrough price. It features no render, HD, and SD finishing in compressed and uncompressed formats, superior real-time color correction tools, advanced real-time effects, and a full complement of analog and digital audio and video inputs and outputs, all at a price point that puts it within the reach of any video studio. Find out more today at www.matrox.com/video. Welcome back to Neophyte.tv. Have you ever wondered if they were ever going to make the ultimate digital camcorder that's small enough to fit in your handbag, yet a high digital quality? And they finally have. Our first spotlight is the Sony Handycam DCR PC55. What I love about this camera, the camcorder, excuse me, is that it's very, very small in design. It's very compact. When normally I wouldn't be taking video in certain places because it was a pain to carry around, I now find that I'm taking video 3, 4, 5 times as often because I have it in my handbag. So I love that about the camera. What do you think, Ben?
What I really like about this camera, obviously, it's the sheer size of it makes it really unlike just about any other camera that's on the marketplace, and that's nice. And what I really do like about it is it just uses standard tapes. There's no, sometimes they come out with a new small camera and it uses some funky small tape or something.
Right.
This just uses regular DV tapes, right?
Right. It does. It does. Regular DV tapes, and really the tape kind of encompasses the whole compartment of this.
You really can't
camera,
get much smaller while still using a tape of that size, right?
Exactly.
You get the tape in there somehow.
Exactly. And I love the fact that, and still I know there's a lot of digital out there that's nice, but I still love the fact that I could take the tape out and I know that it's safe.
That's right.
I know that I've got that tape just in case, somewhere.
A couple of problems that I had with it, and they're small. I do like this unit. I think it's got to be when you fold it all up. It's very small,
right.
Sexy little unit.
I don't know if I'd use sexy to describe a.
You can use sexy to describe electronics.
Electronics?
I yeah, I do all the time. But
that's just Ben.
Here's a couple of problems with it. Firstly, for a similar featured camcorder, it's a little expensive. You pay for the size.
No, $500 is not too much to pay for Sony. First of all, it's a Sony brand, so you're getting the security of coming from a very trusted source and manufacturer. Secondly, it's really got a very neat interface with a touch screen.
Oh, it's a touch screen too.
It's a touch screen, yeah. So you don't, like we were talking about in a couple segments ago, was that the touch screen feature makes it easy for you not to have to go back and look at those little tiny icons and figure out what they are. It's really,
right,
verbal and it's on the screen. So
I shot a little bit of video with it, and I noticed that the video quality, maybe because it's got a small lens, the video quality is not quite as good as some of the other camcorders you can get $400 or $500. Now, again, they're bigger.
Right.
But my real problem with this was battery life. Now, I guess if you're just going to go out there and shoot a few minutes of video, that's great, but the battery it comes with doesn't last that long.
I didn't find that. I found that the battery life is very good. Maybe
I didn't fully charge it up or something. I found that I was, losing battery before I ran out of tape. I would always run out of battery before I ran out of tape.
I've done some shooting. I have probably recharged that twice, and I've found that I got a lot of. But that was my experience.
Well, we'll agree to disagree on that one.
Right, exactly.
Final problem with this, and actually this is a problem with a lot of small gear. This comes with a cradle, and you drop it in the cradle. Cradle is very, very nice, but there is no DV connector on the unit itself.
Right.
So that means, let's say you want to go on vacation, and you're going to take your laptop so that you can edit some video or what have you. I mean, how many people edit video on their vacation? I know I do. Doesn't everyone edit video on their vacation? Or you want to take it to the office, you're doing some video work at the office or something. I mean, that would be great. The problem is this will not plug into your computer without the cradle. So you need to bring the cradle with you if you're going to go, if you want to, wherever you want to do your editing, you've got to bring the cradle with you.
But luckily the cradle's small as well.
You've got to bring the cradle with you.
Right, but this is the little unit with the little cradle.
But if you take the cradle and you add the cradle to the size of the unit.
If you're going to be practical about it, you'd really say that you're not going to, most people, like you said, are not going to do, digital video editing while on vacation.
I think it's Canon that makes some Optura units that are a little bit bigger than this. They're a little less expensive, and they have the DV connector right on the unit. However, having said that, they are not this small, and if you want something that's just going to fit in your pocket.
Right. This is not that. Just to be clear, this is not a high-end, video camera for people that are a little more technologically inclined to do some more high-end video editing. It's for home use. I mean, really, it's for home use, for shooting the dog, the kids, whatever you want to shoot. And for what it does, and the size and the price, I think are all really it's very fair.
Last question. Still photos.
Oh. Yes, still photos are definitely. I've yet to see a camcorder that would come out that actually has good quality still photos. This one's, I think, is a 480 by 7 something resolution.
Which is not good.
Yeah, it's not. It's not good. So
because some of the new ones, will take fairly high, at least a megapixel or more.
And when we think of high, what I think of high megapixel, I think 5+.
But you're not going to get that in a camcorder unless it's one of those dual lens ones. You're not going to get that.
There's a market for it. I don't know why they don't make it. I mean, I was certainly would be.
The market for flying cars. They don't make those yet either. I mean, there's only so much they can do.
I think that they could probably do it. I just think that they haven't done it yet.
Right.
I mean, really, how nice that would be, though, to have your, at least 5+, digital camera as well as your camcorder in one. I mean, I do have to carry two.
Yeah.
I do have to carry two. It does have a memory stick reader.
I have to tell you, my camera, I'm using the Sony DSC-N1, and it takes pretty good video. So, it doesn't take it on a tape. It takes it to the memory stick. So your point about having the tape and having the security of having it on the tape and being able to change tapes, and tapes are much cheaper than memory sticks. So
that's true.
That's a good point. So, I find this average quality but very cool form factor. And so for me, I'm going to give that a 3 out of 5.
I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5 for... I should probably give it minus a point for the picture quality, but...
And the DV jack.
See, that's not a big deal to me either, because I'm being a little more practical. I'm not going to do video editing on vacation. I'm going to be on vacation on vacation.
Some of us like to edit video on vacation.
That's what they do for fun. So some of us don't. So anyway, I'm gonna still give this a 5 out of 5, just because I feel like it's slim design, it's compact. I didn't buy it for the camera option. I bought it for the video option. I'm going to use it 15 times more than I would have if it was bigger. I would have left it at home in most cases. But this is the case. I carry this around in my handbag.
So that's 5 out of 5 for Tiffany and 3 out of 5 for me. That's 8 out of 10 for the Sony DCR PC55 camcorder. Not a bad little unit, but certainly not.
Pretty great, actually, I think.
And we'll be right back. If you're looking for a custom-built computer system created to the exact specifications you're looking for, look no further than Puget Custom Computers at www.pugetcustomcomputers.com. Puget builds computers the way you want them built. They work hard to take the hype out of computer building, to help you make good decisions, and to help save you from paying for things you don't need. It's their goal to provide you with everything you need to have a hassle-free computing experience. For your next PC, look up www.pugetcustomcomputers.com.
Welcome back to Neophyte.tv. In this spotlight, we're going to be covering the Mac Mini. This Mac Mini is a joy. I absolutely love it. It's so small, it's so compact, and yet it's a computer. The only thing this is missing is a screen, and that's it. And
you know what they would call it if it had a screen? A laptop.
I realize that, Ben. Thank you very much. Well, I mean, how nice, though. I mean, you can really kind of do almost anything with this. How easy this would be to travel with, to move around. I mean, you could pretty much. It is like a laptop. I would say that it is like a laptop. You could choose your screen size. So if you get sick of one screen, you can change it out to another. I think that this little computer is cheap as far as Macs go.
Yes, the cheapest Mac you can get.
It's not very expensive, about $600 or so. Mm-hmm. It's 80 gigs hard drive, which is fair. It's fair.
Not for like a media center machine if you're going to be storing a lot of TV or something like that. But 80 gigs is fine for everyday use. And
then you could always get an external little hard drive.
You can unplug a USB hard drive in, for sure.
It's one of the coolest features also is that it's a dual core processor.
Yes, one of these brand spanking new Intel Core Duos.
Which is really cool, which means that you can run both Mac as well as Windows on this little Mac Mini.
Now, let me tell you, there's a problem with that, having that Core Duo, though. And I as computers go, I think it is kind of neat, kind of small.
So little.
I think she really likes it. Here. A little bit of a glare from our spotlights there. There's a problem with that Core Duo. Apple used to use the PowerPC G4 chip or whatever it was called. Now they've switched to the Intel, but the software hasn't all caught up yet.
Right.
So if you're using one of these brand new Mac Minis with the Core Duo, you can use the software it comes with, and there's some software available, but if you want to use like Photoshop or some of the other higher end applications and stuff, those are not yet available for the Intel, and then you have to run it in this compatibility mode, which is much slower.
So you're really in the same position as almost starting from scratch, where you have to buy new software for pretty much everything that it doesn't come with.
Yeah.
You have to buy new software for it, which can probably get very spendy depending on what you actually use and have to replace in a hurry, I'm sure.
At the same time, if there's people who use Windows PC and they want to experiment with a Mac, this is a great way to go, because you can just unplug your current keyboard, your current mouse, your current display, and if I'll show you the ports on the back here, you know, you just plug them right into the back. They're all fairly, you know, the same stuff that a Windows machine would use. So if you kind of want to try out a Mac,
right?
You know, I don't use Macs myself, but I'm not anti-Mac. It's a good way to try it.
Right. I agree. And this product is the smallest I've seen. I have not seen. Have you seen anything else that's quite the small?
In a desktop computer, no. But you know, they're coming out with Windows PCs versions that look virtually identical to this now.
Right.
Wow. They've kind of ripped off the design.
Way to go to, the future, huh?
It is. It's pretty cool.
Smaller.
Now, with small comes limited expansion as well. So here's a problem: is you know, you want to expand this to a couple of gigs of RAM. Well, you can't do that. You want to swap out the Ethernet card for something faster, or you want to change the video card. I mean, what it's got is what it's stuck with. In fact, in that way, it is very much like a laptop. You know, whatever your video card on your laptop is, you're stuck with that. This is basically a laptop without the screen and without the battery and without the keyboard and without the touchpad. There's a lot of stuff. It's kind of like a laptop that is always docked. You know how you can take your laptop and dock it?
Exactly. Yeah, that's actually a good analogy.
Yeah, in there. So it's like a laptop that you always have to have docked.
Oh, but it is Bluetooth and Wi-Fi.
Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Very nice to have that, so you can hook it up to your network at home and hook it up to your Bluetooth mouse or Bluetooth devices.
And it's quiet.
Very quiet. In fact, I got to tell you, that's one of the nicest things. Now, for some people, maybe it's not a big deal, but I can't stand the huge fan noise in some of today's big PCs.
Me neither.
And one thing about this is it's nice and small. It's got this aluminum case, which helps to dissipate the heat.
Well, I love it. I think it's a great product. I think that there are some limitations, but at the same time, we're really kind of headed towards the wave of the future, and I think this is sort of the kind of first generation of the way we're headed. Of course, I'd like to have the software and not have to repurchase it. Of course, I'd like to have the expandability, but this is kind of what I'm seeing is the first model of what we're going to see more of on down the line. So I think the Mac Mini is a really good, revolutionary, new technologically advanced product, and I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5, and I'm giving it the minus a point for the software you having to rebuy, half a point for that, half a point for not having the expandability options and such. But it does have a lot of other things that make up for that. So 4 out of 5 for me.
Yeah, I actually came up the same. I give it a 4 out of 5 as well. Again, it's very nicely designed. There's really nothing else like it out there. It's not terribly expensive. Great if you want to start using a Mac and you're not sure, you know, which way you want to go. It comes with a lot of software. So, you know, I give it a 4 out of 5 too. So that's 4 out of 5 for Tiffany and 4 out of 5 for me. One of those rare occasions where we actually agree on a product category rating. Yeah. So that's 8 out of 10 for the Apple Mac Mini. Cool little product.
And we'll be right back.
The last few years has seen a proliferation of handheld devices, from cell phones to PDAs to iPods. Yet our clothing has not kept up with this technological advancement, until now. The technology-enabled clothing system from Scott eVest utilizes a patented, hidden personal area network to free users from the tangled wires of cell phone earbuds, CD or MP3 headsets, digital phone cards, battery extenders, and so on. Match this with specially designed pockets that let you carry your gear without visible bulk, and you've got a garment made for today's high-tech lifestyle. Visit their website to see the full line of stylish clothing for the technologically advanced at www.scottevest.com. And welcome back to Neophyte.tv. In this spotlight, we're going to be looking at the Acer TravelMate 8200 laptop. This is a brand new laptop, just been out a few months, and it uses some of the brand new Intel technology called the Core Duo. This unit has a 2 gigahertz Core Duo chip, and a Core Duo chip is one of these chips that has 2 cores on a single CPU. So it doesn't run twice as fast, but you can do 2 things at once at the same speed that you used to only be able to do 1 thing. It doesn't slow you down when you're trying to do more than 1 thing, when you're trying to multitask. Let me tell you, fantastic specs on this laptop. It's about $2,200. Comes with this Core Duo, 2 gigabytes of RAM. It comes with a 120 gigabyte hard drive built in, lots of ports, DVI port, built-in camera. It's got a built-in camera on it, so that if you want to do
like the Vio, right?
Kind of like the Vio. Sony has kind of had that market for a while,
right?
But now this laptop has it. It's got. I thought it's smoking fast. You know, I thought this was just a really great laptop for the price. It's not cheap, but for a high-power laptop, pretty fast.
I think that I agree. I think it is a great product. I think this new technology that's out now is really going to exponentially increase what our expectations are as consumers in the market.
Sure.
I think that this is a good standard to set. This is where we want to be. We expect more, we get more, and we pay for it, really. You know, we'll go out and we'll buy it. Obviously.
So did you like this laptop?
I really did. I didn't like a few things about it, and one was that the screen is not very bright. I don't know, how something kind of got missed there somehow. And when you're looking at a laptop screen all day, you really need it to be vibrant and bright. And
I have to agree, it's not the brightest screen.
Right.
And if you're paying $2,200 for a laptop, this is not a budget laptop. This is not a $700 laptop.
Right.
This is a $2,000 laptop.
Right.
It should come with a better screen.
And I'm not saying it has to be high definition resolution. I'm just saying good, bright display.
Yeah, and it is fairly high res. It's 1680 by 1050.
But you don't get the full resolution because the screen's, not as vibrant as it could be.
That is true. You don't get the...
You kind of get like +1 minus the other, which means, you miss the...
That's true. I don't mind the dimmer screens so much myself, but when you look at some of the Sony screens, for instance, I mean, wow, they just pop.
Right. Another thing is that the vents, it's really kind of odd where they put the vents. I don't know who was in charge of the design and engineering or why. I'm sure there's some reason why the vents had to be where they are, but the vents actually come out right in front of the where your mouse is, and you actually end up getting your hand gets hot.
Yes.
Of all things, isn't that the strangest thing?
Very strange thing.
Yeah.
You're using it for a while, and the fan comes on, it blows this hot air.
Right.
Don't
eat
your
chocolate
right hand.
in front of your computer. Yeah.
Yes, you have a candy bar in your hand.
Right.
You're going to have chocolate milk in about 10 minutes. I mean, that's true.
That's the darndest thing. I don't know what happened there. I just like, what? I mean, everything's great. It's great. Okay, fine. Screen's not perfect. But then the hot air started blowing on me. I was
Very
like,
poor design on that vent.
What the heck? Also, one other thing is that I noticed that it sort of makes a whiny noise. Like I feel like it's like whining back at me or something when I do graphics.
Yes. Now the unit has a very high-end graphic card in it, but you're right. Something must not be quite right, because when you do like big 3D graphics, like if you're using it for gaming, and I don't know if they're all like this, or maybe they'll fix it with a firmware update or something.
Right.
But our unit anyway had kind of a whine or a buzz. Not it's not like pronounced, but a buzz that you could definitely hear.
Yeah, something that was making you, uh-oh. Yeah, are you okay? Are you okay, computer?
It's a little odd that it has this whiny buzzing sound.
Right.
So, I don't know, maybe it's because we're right here on the leading edge. Now, let me throw a couple of good points in. Bluetooth and Wi-Fi.
Yes.
And it comes with, I don't know if every version will come with it, it came with this. This is a very cool little card.
I love this thing. This is really cool.
It plugs into the PC card, on the side of the computer. And what it is it's actually a VoIP, a voice over IP, or a telephone handset.
Computer, right.
So let's say you're using Skype or MSN Messenger or Vonage with a soft client on there. You pull this out of your PC, you flip this open, and by using Bluetooth, no wires, using Bluetooth, it connects to the computer, and this becomes your speaker and microphone.
Is that cool?
So when somebody calls you, pull this out, pop it in, and hi, hello, how you doing?
Right.
Now, if that wasn't cool enough, because that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that almost makes up for the fan thing.
And yeah, it does. It's very, very cool.
Right.
I don't know if this will work with other computers. It's an Acer branded device, so I'm not sure. But not only, so it charges when it's like this. It's in your PC slot, charging. When you pull it out, flip this open, press the button, boom, you're talking on the phone like that, hello, hello, hello. If you want to, you can flip this back even further, like that, and it turns into a speakerphone. You put this on your table like that, and all of a sudden it becomes a lot louder. So you can be a few feet away. Now, some people say, well, the speakers and the mic on the computer already. So do you really need a speakerphone? You could just use the speakers and mic, and that's a good point. But it's just cool.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're right. You could use the speakers and the phone, but it is just cool to have that. You can put it. You can walk 10, 20 feet away from your computer, whatever, Bluetooth-wise.
Right.
Set that on your table, your conference room, and boom, you've got a speakerphone.
Yep, that's pretty cool.
And
That's
I got to
pretty
tell
cool.
you, I agree with you. There are some problems with this laptop, but innovations like this, I think, really make up for some of those flaws.
Right. And really, when you're on the cutting edge, when you have a product that's a brand new out in the market, you're almost like a test market, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, they have, of course, their test markets before it goes to consumers, but when you're this cutting on the edge, you're going to be in that test market bracket anyway, and it's the people that go out and buy these computers that give the feedback in order for them to improve them.
Right.
So, I mean, if they could just kind of tweak those couple of issues, the hot fan blowing thing, the whiny thing, I really have nothing else bad to say about this computer. I think it's very good.
Yeah.
It's very good.
So fix the fan, fix the whiny thing, fix the screen.
The dimming screen,
Maybe
thank you.
in the next rev
Right.
of this product, the 8201 or whatever they'll call it, the 8300, maybe those will be fixed. But if you need power today, if you need speed today,
Right.
still one of the best options, I think.
Yeah, and the biggest part of that is I don't know how many times you've maybe sat at your computer waiting for that other program to come up or waiting for something to close before you can open something else. I mean, that completely eliminates that problem, and I think that makes it really, really, really practical, really practical. So I'm going to give this product a 5 out of 5, even though I should discount it for a point because of the whiny, the heat thing and the screen. I still think that the innovations and working at very high speed still makes it a very, very good product. So I have a hard time not giving it a 5 out of 5.
And I'm gonna take off a point mostly for the heat on your hand on there. I can live with the screen. Screen is not. It's not a perfect screen, but I can live with the screen.
Right.
The heat thing, I find I'd have to readjust my hand, and that would probably knock it down a couple points if it wasn't for this really cool thing. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 for this. So that's 5 out of 5 for Tiffany, 4 out of 5 for me. That's 9 out of 10 for the Acer TravelMate 8200. Pretty cool new laptop.
It is. It is.
And we'll be right back.
Studio One Productions has been a leading source of high-quality audio and video equipment for the video and film industry since 1993. Whether you're just getting started with video editing and production or you're a seasoned pro, there's no better place to visit to pick up the essentials of quality production. Studio One's easy-to-navigate website makes it easy to shop for monitors, cables, mics, instructional videos, filters, adapters, in fact, everything you need to produce professional quality video. Visit them today at www.studio1productions.com.
And welcome back to Neophyte.tv. This is the portion of the show where we try to answer some email from our viewers. And our first email today is, my digital photos are always dark or blurry. What am I doing wrong? And my answer is, maybe you need glasses. No,
Right.
not at all.
Thanks a lot.
Stop taking pictures at night.
Thanks a
that
lot.
would be the easy way to solve that problem. Dark and blurry are often...
Don't try to take pictures while running.
Took you that long to come up with a joke?
Whatever.
I'm trying to take pictures out of my moving car, and they're blurry.
I was trying to come up with a technical reason as to why it wasn't working.
Stop taking pictures of black things.
Black blurry things.
Black blurry things. So there's a couple of reasons here. Dark or blurry are both really, the camera is not getting enough light. And this can even happen outdoors and even happen during the day. Have you ever taken a picture and everything is well lit, but the faces of the people are still dark?
Right.
And sometimes you should use your flash even outdoors, even during the day, especially if you're taking pictures of people, I find.
Right.
There's usually a button on the camera that will force the flash to turn on. And if you turn that button on, just try it. Take an experiment. Take a picture of the person outdoors without the flash,
right,
and then find the button that forces the flash to turn on. Take that picture, and you'll see the faces just get lit up with that flash. Even if there's a lot of sunlight, you get there. Now, blurry usually, if the light is good and if the flash is on, it usually means you're shaking the camera.
Right. Or you could check the quality of your camera, you know.
Here's the answer. Cut back on the coffee. Switch to decaf.
And eliminate the shaking. Exactly.
How many more non-answers can we give to this
I don't
question?
know. Our next email question is, how can I get episodes of 24 on my iPod?
That's a good show. Do you watch that show?
It is a good show. Yes.
I love that show.
Yep, it's a great show. It's a great show. The first thing I would suggest, of course, is going to iTunes and seeing if you can actually download it from iTunes Store. It's by far the easiest way to go. I
don't think 24 is on iTunes, but there are other ones like Lost and some of the other ones.
Yeah, a lot of them, I think they're just working out the deals between the networks and, you know, iTunes.
It's all about the money.
Exactly. It comes down to the money.
All about the money.
Always about the money. Always about the money.
Should be free. Is
Is
it free on iTunes? No, you got to pay for it.
Heck no. Yeah. There's hardly anything free on iTunes except for, of course,
Neophyte.tv.
Exactly. So,
Good plug.
Right, good plug. Yeah, good job, man. Good job. So the alternative to that is, of course, you know, going to Blockbuster and buying your episodes of 24.
Because we would never copy rented DVDs.
Exactly.
Ever.
Ever.
We never.
Never. So you take your purchased copy of 24 and you take it to, you know, wherever. Go ahead and put it on your computer, and you can use a program like DVD Shrink to burn it and compress it and decrypt it.
Decrypt it to your hard drive.
To your hard drive, exactly. So you put that on your desktop.
Now, then you can put it on your iPod right from there.
No.
Right? No? You can't? You can't put it straight on your iPod?
You're being facetious.
Big word.
Okay, so the next step, of course, is to then have a third-party software. Something like, I know that Cuckoosoft works. What have you used, maybe?
I use, there's actually a free program called Videora.
Okay.
Videora,
Yeah,
I think it's called. I haven't used this in a while, but it will compress it to, I'll put a link up on our website, to Videora, because it's free.
Yeah.
But it's probably not as good as the Cuckoo. I've seen the Cuckoosoft one.
Cuckoosoft works pretty good.
I think we're going to be talking about that next week.
Right, we are. So basically, you find a third-party software where they specialize in, of course,
Compression.
Thank you. Compressing to iPod format, or you know, you can either compress it to PSP, you can compress it to whatever.
Right.
Some of these software programs have more than just iPod, but iPod plus 3 or 4.
But you know, my real question is what the heck do you want to try to watch 24 on your iPod for? This thing
you
is
stop
tiny.
with the iPod? He is iPod bashing.
Tiny.
But see, it's not a big deal.
Now I can see if you're watching. Let's say you're watching
travel?
our show. Let's say you're watching Neophyte.tv.
The small screen. But
or you want to watch Bill O'Reilly, or you want to watch CNN, or something that's like a talking head, like we are. I could see us watching that on an iPod. But you know, an action show like 24 on your iPod. I mean, you know, you're like.
No,
oh,
it's
look.
not that. It's
oh,
not.
Look, what's Jack Bauer doing? Oh, I think he's killing somebody. Oh, he's shooting. Oh, watch out.
Well, you don't get the detail. Yes, you definitely lose something in translation on the detail. Absolutely. But that's what video iPods. I mean, video iPod is basically, you know, a supplemental. It's supplemental. Something in the meantime, something to throw in your bag, something to take with you if you're traveling. Or see, let me tell you, just when you're at the gym and you're so freaking bored of like looking at all the people that you've seen 20,000 times, you know, all week long. You really don't care about looking at a small screen. You can hear the audio, you get the gist of what's going on. You can see it, just not in as much detail. It's worth it. It's totally worth it. So to answer your question, I totally got off track for a second, but to answer your question,
how unusual.
Ben's fault.
That never happens.
It's actually 3 steps. 3 steps, and that's buy your DVD. Get it on your hard drive, and then you need to find that third-party software to transfer it from your iPod or from your hard drive to your iPod. And that really isn't so tough once you get the right software.
And that's about all the time we have for Neophyte.tv this week. Be sure to visit our website and bookmark it, please, www.neophyte.tv. And that's where you can also go to subscribe to the show or send us an email or an audio voice link. And that's all the time we have this week.
Thanks for watching, folks. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.